Jenna and her family had a nagging feeling something was wrong in the months preceding up to the diagnosis, but they kept it to themselves. It is possible. Laura, her mother, would sometimes go into more detail about how exhausted she was than usual. Subtle forgetfulness, instances when Tom playfully claimed he couldn't locate his keys, and minor aches and pains in her children that she attributed to developing bodies. The foundation always felt sturdy, yet there were these little vibrations. Dismissing them, Jenna juggled career and motherhood. By her own admission, she was simply exhausted, but deep within, something changed. The meal was postponed. Photographic session rescheduled. All around them, the energy appeared to be dwindling. Small worries were later recounted by friends. How Jenna's mom stammered for words, stopping mid-sentence. Tom hung around the dinner table for a bit longer than usual. How one of her kids expressed unexplained discomfort. On its own, none of it sounded concerning. They created a silence by joining forces. That quiet is setting the stage. This is the calm just before a storm. It is not common for us to notice the tremors that are just before an earthquake happens. When it happened, Jenna's life would be altered irrevocably. Every other aspect of the day was typical. Scenes from a doctor's office, a phone call, and a sunny sky. However, things were different in that room. The medical terms malignant, stage, and tumor pounded into Jenna's head like a ton of bricks. Someone Jenna loved very much, her mother, Laura Bush, was the one diagnosed, not Jenna herself. Cancer is the illness. Aggressive treatment is required immediately because the stage has progressed enough. The outlook is cloudy. A weak near rose in Jenna. The woman took a deep breath in, held her breath, and then let it out. Henry, her spouse, gave her a firm squeeze. Her companions, the children, were in the dark. Everything seemed unsafe. Time seemed to stand still, and the diagnosis room descended into an abyss. Love, nevertheless, flickered even then. Laura cast a tender glance at her daughter. Jenna perceived acceptance, determination, and the reflection of strength that she admired in that expression. But Jenna's mind remained clouded by the lingering question, unabated by even that expression. After this, what comes next? It was the raw tsunami that followed the diagnosis. Grief, shock, and denial. On occasion, Jenna would step back and stare out the window. Even her normally collected mother broke out in private. Every symptom I had ignored, Tom said. Inquisitive little minds wanted to know more. Will Granny be all right? In responding to them, Jenna's heart broke. Public displays of family life came to a standstill. The din at the dinner table subsided. Late at night, Jenna started pacing the house, embracing her children closer, and cutting back on her TV appearances. She was ill-prepared to accept the gentle offers of assistance from friends who had called. In the midst of the chaos, tension subtly escalated. Admitting fault. Have I not noticed any signs? Should I have taken some action sooner? Problems with anxiety. If the treatment doesn't work, what then? A terrifying terror. Can we afford to lose her? Despite the tempest, a constant current persisted. No, Laura would not succumb to hopelessness. She was rather particular about seeing doctors, doing her own research, and asking lots of questions. She gave a message of strength to everyone in the family. They need to unite in battle. However, in order to do battle, they required a strategy. So, now we may move on to point 4. Treatment, choices, and the way forward in faith. Accompany me. We have no idea what lies ahead of us in terms of difficulty. Tom, Jennifer, Jenna, and Henry were all in the hospital rooms where the sound of beeping machines and white coats could be heard. It was like entering a battle zone on the first day of treatment. Schedules for chemotherapy and radiation treatments, as well as doctor appointments, side effects, and protocols all inundated their life. Paralytic exhaustion, nausea, and moments of disorientation were some of the symptoms that Laura faced. During those restless evenings, Jenna would sit by her side and read aloud while holding her hand. Prayers, quotes, and recollections were whispered by her. Transportation, logistics, calendars, and medication were all handled by Tom. Still, advances were not uniform. When Laura felt like it, she'd rally and crack jokes with the employees or smile at the nurses. Sometimes she would be too weak to eat and would shrink. Even though they brought coloring books, the kids would occasionally leave crying. Problems with Jenna's profession, such as her missed deadlines and interview postponements. Love and responsibility were constantly at odds with one another. One night, a huge disappointment. The tumor had developed a small growth despite the treatment, according to the scans. Discreetly, the doctors got together. Outside the door, Jenna and Henry listened to muted conversations, their pulse racing. Her doctor had a somber expression on his face as they emerged. What if the treatment isn't working? Will they have to make a U-turn? Subject oneself to more strenuous treatment with more severe adverse effects? The dispute escalated after that cliff tantrum, and the family had to make a tough choice. The critical turn is yet to come, so bear with me. They were all taken aback by that time. There are moments when light emerges even in the darkest of situations. The medical staff recommended a new combination of treatments, including immunotherapy, following that concerning scan. In the world of public figures, where every personal detail is often shared with the masses, Jenna Bush Hager has always remained a beacon of strength, warmth, and compassion. As a beloved TV host on Today and the daughter of former President George W. Bush, Jenna's life has been an open book for many years. Her family, often in the spotlight, has become a symbol of resilience and love. However, recent heartbreaking news has rocked not just her family, but also her vast fan base who have followed her journey for years. Jenna's family has been struck with a devastating cancer diagnosis, sending waves of shock and sorrow through her circle of supporters and fans. The diagnosis has been a moment of vulnerability for the Bush family, a stark reminder that no one, no matter how famous or accomplished, is immune to the painful realities of life. The impact on Jenna and her family. The news of the cancer diagnosis came as a blow not only to Jenna, but also to her close-knit family. Jenna's family has always been tight-knit, with their bond appearing unbreakable in the public eye. They have supported one another through the highs and lows of public life, from the success of Jenna's career to the loss of loved ones. But this diagnosis marks one of the toughest battles they have had to face together. Jenna's followers, who know her to be a source of positivity and hope, were not prepared for such a tragic announcement. For many, Jenna has been a symbol of resilience, juggling her high-profile career and family life while still exuding joy and grace. This cancer diagnosis, however, brings her personal life into a new perspective, showing her followers that even the strongest individuals have their own battles. A family's private struggle made public. It is never easy for a family to publicly disclose a serious illness diagnosis. For many families, such news is shared in private circles, away from the eyes of the media. However, for Jenna, being in the public eye means that her family's personal struggles often become part of the national conversation. While this may seem intrusive to some, Jenna's openness about her family's situation has also been a form of strength, showing that it's okay to be vulnerable, to ask for help, and to lean on others during difficult times. Fans have expressed their love and support for Jenna and her family, understanding that cancer not only affects the person diagnosed, but also everyone around them. The emotional weight of such a diagnosis is immense, and fans have taken to social media to send messages of love and strength, hoping that Jenna's family finds the courage to face the challenges ahead. Jenna's public response. A show of strength and vulnerability. Jenna, ever the professional, has maintained a sense of composure in her public appearances, but her vulnerability has become apparent as she shared the news with her audience. As an empathetic person, she has always had the ability to connect with her viewers on a personal level, and this devastating news has only deepened that connection. Her fans can see beyond the smile she puts on for the camera. They see a woman who is going through one of the most challenging times of her life and still manages to inspire those around her. Her response to the diagnosis has been both graceful and honest. Jenna spoke of the emotional toll cancer has taken on her family, emphasizing the importance of cherishing every moment and being present with loved ones. It's a message that resonates with anyone who has ever faced a similar health crisis or watched a loved one battle such a ruthless illness. How fans have responded. The outpouring of love and support from Jenna's fans has been overwhelming. Social media platforms have been flooded with heartfelt messages, prayers, and words of encouragement. Jenna's followers are not just passive fans. They are a community that has supported her and her family through thick and thin, and they have rallied behind her once again in the face of this challenge. Many have shared their own stories of loved ones who have battled cancer, offering a sense of solidarity and understanding. Others have simply expressed their sorrow for the difficult journey Jenna's family now faces. This collective response has been a testament to the deep emotional connection that fans feel toward Jenna and her family.